Hello, Brianna. I hope you're having a good day today. To go a little background about you, and let's discuss what we've been working on. You've been coming here for about 3 years now. At first, it was more just so phonological disorders, and you've come a long way. And being that you're 11 years old now, you are at the school, and right now you have ADHD with a couple phonological disorders, but specifically today we're going to be working on your L's. And for this, we're just going to start with initial words, and you're going to say words with the L in the L sound in the initial position, which you know is first. So to go over that, you'll be saying words such as lemon and lime, and the next, that's just for a warm up, and you'll say lemon and lime, and once we've established that, we are going to be moving on to the next column is combined. So I'll hold up the picture, and you'll see a loaf of bread, and you'll be saying, I am going to eat that loaf of bread, for an example. So you're going to come up with something creative there. That's a sentence with the picture that's shown, which has the L in the initial position. So that's helping you use that brain a little bit and be thinking of things in more than just the sound that's being produced, but also having us understand if the benefits of beginning, and you're able to do that without full focus on just the initial sound. Second, we're going to play a game in the meantime. So when you get to the therapy session, you get to pick a game, and if you were to pick sliders, for instance, that's the game where we slide stuff, and to do so, you have to say 1, 2, 3, and as you're doing that, we'll just correct each other on what the sound is, like 1, 2, 3, if you were to say 3 or re rather than 3. So that's not necessarily with L's, but going back, like phonological process, it's a bunch of things that we'll just be able to become aware of as we're doing that. And the L, from there, we're going to do the L in the medial position. So that's our next thing we'll be working on. So words such as like balloon, or let's see, from there, kind of like how we said lemon and lime in the initial position right away, just for a warm up, to where then I hold up pictures that show balloons, and then you'll come up with phrases such as colorful balloons. So that's just moving on to 2-word utterances and helping you out there. Next, we just will, some more words, examples of that I wrote down are wallet and polish and stuff like that. And from there, you obviously move on to the final position, which is when you'd be using the words such as whale or nail, or the L in that final position. So we'll move on to that and see how that goes. We'll also be working with V's. L and the V sound is mostly what you're working on. You often change L to a W, which is more so in the beginning in the combination. So instead of baseball glove, you'd say baseball glove. So it's just understanding where your tongue is, and to do that, we'll remind ourselves simple things like like myself as an SLP, to remind you and ask you, where are the sides of your tongue up, and are your teeth reaching the gums, or in the R position when you're working on the vocalic R. Is your tongue on the side of your mouth? Squeezing it might help more, and biting your back teeth together and not moving anything, and asking you if it sounded different. And with that vocalic R, something that we can work on with that, because if your L, V, and R positions that we're working on. They kind of interact with each other, but for the R position, I'd ask you to say a word how you feel is comfortable, and then to make an adjustment, put your teeth together, such as rabbit instead of wabbit. So just the positioning we're going to go over, and where it should be. And actually, sometimes it's hard for you to understand and hear that difference when it's just you saying it. So we're actually going to record you saying different positions such as root, raw, re, ro, stuff like that, because the sound that's after that, the vowel, actually has an influence of how you say it. So understanding which one sounds different and why, and the position of your mouth will make a difference. So using a recording and hearing yourself is going to be a big thing in our class, or in our environment of therapy sessions. So I think that will be very beneficial overall. For goals that we've set up for this therapy plan, you will complete, Brianna, your name, will complete lingual oral motor exercise at least 10 times a session. When cued by myself, you will accurately identify your rate of speech and the oral motor movement, which should be about 70% accuracy. So if we're doing 10 cards, you should get 7 out of 10 correct. And from there, we can move on to a stronger goal. And focusing on the L, like I said, will produce L in the initial position and the sentences at sentence levels with 80% accuracy, given moderate cues with no models. So that's, again, like I said, rather than the simple term of L in lemon and lime at the beginning, you're going to see a picture and come up with a sentence about the picture. So that's just using the brain and focusing more on just the initial sound of what's coming across. From there, we'll be able to produce L in the following positions and levels, given models and maximum cues. So that's, again, like we discussed. Next, I've written these down. Brianna will produce V in all word positions at phrase level with 80% accuracy, given models and moderate cues. So something to do with cueing, it's something that will benefit as a speech therapist that I've gone over with my supervisor, is that cueing below 30% is minimal. Between 30% and 60% is moderate, and 60% and above is maximum. So just how much you need to help the client, and in your position, it changes as when you're discussing which which sounds are being focused on. I apologize. And also, you'll produce S in all positions at the 2-word phrase level with 90% accuracy, moderate cues, and no models. So that would be, obviously, like I demonstrated, all positions. So 2-word phrase level would be something like, sit, Sally. So that's actually 2 S's, which would may be difficult, but silly girl. And you would have 2 pictures that come up, and the first word is silly, and then the second one is girl, and then the client, you, Brianna, would obviously say that. So I think that with these sessions, we'll be able to work a lot on how we're going to better your overall speech and have fun along the way. I'm glad that we are able to understand where we're coming from. In the meantime, I hope that we can build a rapport, which is work with each other and just review your weekends and tell me how your week's been up to that day that I see you every week. So I will be seeing you for 45 minutes a week every Tuesday, and then we'll be going over that, and you also are being seen for occupational therapy and the pediatric services as well. And I think that overall, we're just going to get that speech developed, and then you'll be able to communicate better with peers at school. And I look forward to working with you. Thanks for everything, and I hope to see you next week.